We're almost halfway through round 1 of the Hoenn True Power Tournament, and boy oh boy have the battles been intense so far. Last time we saw an absolute powerhouse battle between Team Magma leader Maxi and Battle Frontier Brain Brandon that can only be described as a showdown of legendary proportions, both literally and figuratively. Today we'll have the opportunity to watch Gym Leader Liza of Mossdeep City take on Battle Frontier Brain Lucy of the Battle Pike. We know that both competitors are quite intense trainers, so let's head to the team previews to see what they're working with and how their teams stack up against one another. Liza enters the tournament with a mono-psychic team that has a series of tanky threats like Bronzong, Xatu, Claydol, and Gothitelle, but also a few potentially speedy threats like Gardevoir and Lunatone. Lucy, on the other hand, has quite a bulky team between Snorlax, Shuckle, Steelix, and Milotic, and some offensive presence in Gyarados and Seviper. Our producers are informing us that our trainers are ready for battle, so let's watch these teams collide by heading down to the stadium. It's time, the Battle Frontier Brain Lucy versus Liza of the Mossdeep City Gym. Lucy's going to start off the battle with her Gyarados, a very powerful and very bulky threat too, whereas Liza's going to go in with the Bronzong. Now that is a very defensive threat, so we got offense versus defense here, but the Gyarados does have Intimidate. That's going to lower Bronzong's attack. Normally Bronzong is capable of being kind of a tank and getting some offense off too. Oh, but here comes the Gyarados with the Dragon Dance right away. We know that Lucy is an aggressive battle, but this is a particularly aggressive start from her, and Bronzong's going to go for the Trick Room though, so actually the faster the Gyarados is, the slower it is under Trick Room, so that was a great play by Liza there. Bronzong going for the Zen Headbutt here. Now it did get intimidated, so this won't do as much damage, still doing a decent chunk though. Oh, but the Gyarados does have super effective Crunch on the Bronzong, doing huge damage, even despite how defensive Bronzong is. Now of course it does get a little bit of leftovers recovery, and it looks like the Gyarados will as well. Oh, this is not a good position for Liza. Of course, her whole team is Psychic. She has nothing that she can switch in to a Crunch after all. But here comes another Zen Headbutt, perhaps hoping for a crit, or perhaps, yes, the flinch! Oh, she did get the flinch there, so that is key. Bronzong will be able to attack again, but after that, I fear it won't be able to attack anymore. But Gyarados now getting some recovery here. It will be able to go for another Crunch, but Bronzong will outspeed under Trick Room. Here comes another Zen Headbutt, unless it gets another flinch. Let's see. No, the Gyarados going for Crunch. That will be the end of the Bronzong. Yes, the Bronzong going down. Now Gyarados is a very big threat here, because of course the Crunch will take out almost anything on Liza's team. So Lucy did really well to set up a Pokemon, of course, that has a dark type move. And now the Xatu coming out on Liza's side of the field, perhaps hoping to get some utility here. Yes, the Reflect will actually lower the power of physical moves. So Gyarados will be lowered a bit here in terms of its attack, but the Crunch will still do over half damage on the Xatu. Xatu does have leftovers though, so it should survive another one. It all depends what it can get off against this Gyarados. It will be faster. I believe the Trick Room might last for one more turn. No! It's over now! Oh, that is not good at all. Gyarados will now outspeed. Here comes another Crunch. The Xatu might just survive. Yes, barely survives. With 10 HP, it does get the defense drop. Doesn't matter at this rate, but now the Xatu has Trick Room too. So we'll be able to reset this up and slow down the Gyarados again. So maybe what Liza's trying to do here is just lower that Gyarados' attack and speed as much as possible, because she realizes how big of a threat it is for her whole team, and realizing it's perhaps not within KO range at this point, because it is over half health. And here comes the Psychic, just trying to get some damage off on that Gyarados. No, it won't be enough. It will not be enough. The Gyarados going for Crunch now. That will be the end of the Xatu. So 2 Pokemon taken down by that Gyarados. Lucy is off to a very good start here at the beginning stages of this battle, and this Gyarados is going to be still within the red actually in terms of health, so perhaps something can outspeed it here and take it down. Here comes the Lunatone. Now Lunatone will outspeed Gyarados under the Trick Room, especially after that Dragon Dance, and going for the Ancient Power, perhaps hoping for that stat boost that Ancient Power can give. It does not look like it will get it, but the Gyarados finally going down here. Oh man, now the Reflect is still up from the Xatu. We got to keep that in mind, but here comes the Steelix. Steelix is an absolute beast as well. Lucy's team is very bulky, and Liza's going to switch out right away, realizing a Heavy Slam would not be good for it, and going into the Claydol. Claydol is a relatively heavy Pokemon, so this might not do much, especially with the Reflect. Let's see. Oh, Claydol absolutely eating that up, but the Reflect will go down now. So Claydol has to make a move. Lucy will switch from the Steelix here. And going into what is the question? The Milotic. Oh, Milotic is a big counter for Claydol, that's for sure. But Claydol taking the opportunity to actually set up the Stealth Rocks on the switch. A good play there from Liza. She's going to need that to try and deter Lucy from actually switching so often, because the switches are going to be detrimental for her. And oh, Milotic going for the Toxic here on the Claydol. So perhaps hoping for the switch there, predicting a switch, but the Claydol actually stayed in here and is going for the Psychic. That should do a decent chunk of damage, but Milotic again is very bulky. It does eat that up, but that was even a crit there. Oh, but it does get the special defense drop. That is a little bit of luck there on Liza's side. She's gonna need it. She is not off to a good start in this battle, that is for sure. Lucy absolutely handling the early stages of it, and Claydol is now poisoned, and Claydol's actually gonna stay in against the Hydro Pump here. Oh man, it is a specially defensive Pokemon, but no, not a chance. Oh, that was a critical hit. That is perhaps why it did not survive. It may have survived if without that, but now Milotic does have a lower special defense, so Liza can perhaps take advantage of that. And going into the Gothitelle here, yes, she will try to take advantage of it. Now Milotic, you would imagine, wouldn't be able to do much on the Gothitelle here, so Lucy is going to switch out into the Shuckle here. Oh man, now Shuckle, we have seen a lot from Shuckle in past regional tournaments, but Gothitelle going for the Thunder Wave right away on it, predicting that switch and catching the Shuckle in it. So now Shuckle will be a little bit less effective than it normally might have been. Will of course get paralyzed every 1 in 3 turns on average. And now the Gothitelle starting to power up with the Calm Mind. Is this the point where Liza starts to switch the momentum here? Let's see. Special attack and special defense will be raised here, and the Shuckle does get paralyzed. Normally it would have some sort of utility move to go up against the Gothitelle, but Gothitelle will go for the Psychic here, hoping for some good damage. Oh, Shuckle ate that up actually pretty well, and it does have the Citrus Berry too. It looks like it might be a especially defensive variant on Lucy's side of the field. Shuckle does get the knockoff though. That will be super effective. Won't do much damage. Shuckle doesn't have many offensive capabilities, but the Shuckle will knock off the Gothitelle's leftovers, so no more recovery for it. But it's gonna go for the Calm Mind again. Liza realizing she's not able to do much on that Shuckle at all, realizing she needs even more power on such an already powerful Pokemon. Just kind of speaks to Shuckle's defenses, that's for sure, but it will get paralyzed again. Uh-oh, Gothitelle now able to get off a move, going for the Psychic again. Should do even more damage this time. Is it within 2? Yeah, it's in 2 hits. So now Shuckle getting paralyzed again. Oh my goodness, that Shuckle is just unable to move, and Gothitelle going for the Psychic. That looks like it might be it. Yes, the Shuckle going down. Not able to move much. Got rid of the Gothitelle's item, but normally Shuckle would be able to do way more than that. So wow, what a lucky play there from Liza. Now the Snorlax coming in. That thing is a very tanky beast, but after 2 Calm Minds, Gothitelle might be able to do some damage, but Snorlax actually eats that up relatively well. And now going for the Body Slam on the Gothitelle, doing some good damage, and the paralysis of its own. Oh, Lucy flipping the script on Liza, getting the paralysis of her own there, and Snorlax getting a little bit of recovery here. Gothitelle is now in a scary position because Snorlax will even outspeed it with another Body Slam. I'm not sure if that'll do enough. No, the Gothitelle does survive and goes for a Thunder Wave. Oh, Liza says, hey, you want to paralyze me? Right back at you. The Snorlax is now paralyzed. So now Snorlax's offensive capabilities a little bit crippled here. It all depends if Gothitelle can get a move through its own paralysis. This is the battle of paralysis here. Gothitelle, yes, able to make it through, going for the Psychic here. It brings it a little bit below half health actually, but the Snorlax able to make it through the paralysis and going for the Body Slam here to take down the Gothitelle. So Gothitelle putting in some good work, able to take down the Shuckle and do some good damage on Snorlax. It is still below half health even after leftovers, and in comes the Lunatone. Lunatone will definitely outspeed the Snorlax now with that paralysis, but Lucy is going to withdraw. Now it all depends if the Lunatone did go for something like the Ancient Power to try and get that stat boost, but Milotic is a great counter for Lunatone, that is for sure. Getting hurt a little bit by the Stealth Rocks, and yes, the Ancient Power. Can she get the boost this time? Let's find out. No, it doesn't look like it. Milotic being brought below half, but the leftovers will correct that a little bit. So now Lunatone is in a very vulnerable position. Will outspeed the Milotic. Yes, going for the Psychic, just trying to get as much damage as possible off on this Milotic, but now the Milotic should be able to respond. Yes, with the Hydro Pump. Stab, super effective on Lunatone. There is no way that Lunatone is going to survive. Lunatone going down, and all of a sudden Liza is on her last Pokemon here. Now, to be fair, it is quite a powerful Pokemon, but Milotic getting a little bit of recovery Survivor here. Here comes the Gardevoir. Gardevoir, always a big threat in throughout the tournaments, actually, and it has Trace. Oh, so it is going to get Marble Scale here. So if it gets a status, its defense will actually raise. So Lucy would be ill-advised to actually status the Gardevoir. Gardevoir going for the Moonblast, and it will take down the Milotic. Milotic going down. What a beast that thing is. Now Lucy sending out Seviper here. Seviper, on the face of it, wouldn't be a great choice, but perhaps she's just trying to get some damage off with a priority move. Yes, the Sucker Punch. Now, Liza can't do anything about that. That will do some good damage on Gardevoir, but Gardevoir will be able to respond, that is for sure, with the Psyshock on Seviper going down immediately. Gardevoir's special attack is just monstrous, that is for sure. Getting a little bit of recovery, too, from the leftovers, it looks like. So Gardevoir now has 2 Pokemon to take down, and in comes the Snorlax. Now, if Gardevoir does have the Focus Blast move, it will actually do super effective damage, so we'll have to see if it does. Yes, it does have Focus Blast. Oh, but it missed. Oh no, the Snorlax able to pull off an attack here with the Body Slam. How much will that do? Whoa, Gardevoir surviving on 9 HP. Now, a Focus Blast will definitely take down Snorlax from this range. The problem being Lucy still has the Steelix in the background, which is specially defensive. That's the way she runs it. So I don't know. Gardevoir now go. Oh no, it missed again. Oh, the Snorlax able to go for the Body Slam. That will take down the Gardevoir. Oh man, Gardevoir missing twice. Lucy now getting some luck of her own after all that luck that Liza did get. Lucy starting the battle off very strong, but Liza actually pulling it back towards the end there. If she had taken down that Snorlax, she would have been met with the Steelix, of course, which I believe would have definitely survived a Focus Blast nonetheless and been able to go for something like the Heavy Slam. But man, oh man, Liza making it closer than perhaps any of us thought it would be. But Lucy will be moving to the next round.